www.geniuscorner.com.
Tonight, how far is too far when it comes to touching at school? You probably have thought about this if you're a parent. You know, what are you comfortable with?
Yeah, and in this case, we're not talking about sexual harassment.
Right.
We're just talking about hugging, and say hugging between friends. A Forest City, North Carolina school has told its 8th graders that a friendly embrace, it is not allowed.
Yeah, just off limits. And Fox Carolina's Dana Wachter joins us now with more on these rules. So fill us in here, Dana.
Well, guys, the Rutherford County School District told me that their policies have always been the same and that public displays of affection of any kind are not allowed. But I spoke with some students who say that they don't think that their hugs are breaking the rules.
Drivers aren't allowed to surpass 35 miles an hour near schools. Tobacco products can't be consumed anywhere on campus. And apparently, these friends can't hug at Chase Middle School either.
Have you hugged before at school?
Yeah, all the time.
It all started last week when 8th grader Parker Jackson was picked up by an ambulance after having a seizure in school. The next day, he got lots of hugs. That was before he says the assistant principal made an announcement on the megaphone in the lunchroom saying all this hugging wasn't allowed.
When I got home, I went on Facebook and started posting saying, you know, they can't take our hugging away.
The Facebook group took off with multiple posts of solidarity among his classmates. Jackson and his friend Erica Paris were 2 of many who wore blue the next day and met in the hall to hug in protest.
Just hug as many people as you can.
After that, they say, the principal gathered all the 8th graders together.
She was just like, y'all have no rights to that, even though y'all think y'all do, and it was very inappropriate. And she said if any teachers catch us hugging, that we would get ISS.
When I called the district for comment, an employee in the superintendent's office said public displays of affection were off limits. But in the Rutherford County Schools Middle School Policy Handbook, I never found where PDA was discussed. I found that it's prohibited to engage in behavior which is immoral, indecent, lewd, disreputable, or of an overly sexual nature in the school setting. The only mention of touching was when it comes to sexual harassment, unauthorized and unwanted intentional touching or attempt to touch by one person of the sex organ of the other.
This was like more of a I'm glad you're okay hug, not anything sexual.
Parker's mom thinks the teachers and administrators should focus on more important matters, like bullying.
Now, I did call the school this afternoon and they passed me to the school district. They told me that the administration was just reiterating the rules to the students since the topic came up, and then the district just referred me back to that policy handbook. Trent?
All right, but it sounds like you really didn't find any hugging or PDA policies. You said you went through the handbook there and didn't find anything specific about hugging, right? Is that correct?
Right. It was more about the harassment. I didn't see definitely the words hugging and public displays of affection were not listed on there at all. So I guess the administration will just have to decide what is appropriate or not at their own discretion.